Metal Jesus, and I'm back again on the PC side of my gaming room. Actually, I'm in front of a green screen because it's a little bit easier to do, but the reason why I'm here is because I wanted to show off a piece of my collection that not a lot of people know about, and it's a little bit uncommon, and that is the Lost Treasures of Infocom. Now, for those of you that don't know, Infocom back in the early 80s put out a ton of really great text adventures. Now, some of you are probably wondering, oh God, this is gonna be like the worst video ever. I mean, how exciting are text adventures? Well, thankfully Infocom put into the boxes a bunch of feelies. These are supplemental things that they put in there to enhance the games. And these compilations have all of that stuff. So I'm gonna cover probably 30 to 32 games here and show you just highlights from that collection. It's actually pretty cool. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Let's take a look. First off, let's talk for a second about Infocom. Now, Infocom was an American game developer that started in 1979 and then ran for about 10 years, and they made all sorts of text adventure games. Now, the genius of the company is that they covered so many different genres, including mystery, fantasy, science fiction, adventure, horror, comedies, and so many more. And because these games were pretty much just text, they ran on almost anything. There was a time there where Infocom was practically printing money because if you had a computer, it would probably run one of their games. So here's volume 1 of the Lost Treasures of Infocom. Now on the CD, there are 20 games included, and there are some great ones on here, I have to admit. The Lurking Horror, Suspect, oh man, there's Zork 1, 2, and 3, plus Zork 0. And then one of my all-time favorites is another game called Planetfall. Now I have a confession to make, and that is one of the very first games that ever made me kind of tear up and get a little weepy was Planetfall. This game, oh my God, it had one of the best sidekicks ever. And if you've played Planetfall, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil anything, but such a great, well-written game. Actually, a lot of these are. As a matter of fact, one of the things that Infocom learned was that the same consumer that liked books and novels also happened to like text adventures. I mean, because they were so well written and they had character development and great stories and great plots. So one of the things that they really did that was pretty smart is that they sold these games in bookstores, and the same consumer bought them and loved them. Now, another thing that you're seeing here that they did is that they enhanced the games quite a bit with all this extra stuff. They included maps, they included little hints and clues in the boxes that would be great to read on the side, but they would also help you with the game. And often they provided the same thing as copy protection, but it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel, kind of fake or tacked on. So what's great about this compilation is that they include a lot of that same material in this. And so it's all bound together and in one nice little place. Now, the originals came in color, as you'll see later on this video. So a lot of this stuff is just in black and white, but you get all the meat and potatoes, all the good stuff included. Volume 2 of the Lost Treasures of Infocom digs a bit deeper into their catalog and adds some games that were missing in the first one that a lot of people love, like, some great adventure games like A Mind Forever Voyaging, that's an awesome one. Also Cutthroats, you have Bureaucracy, Wishbringer, Sherlock, Sea Stalker, Trinity, and just a ton more. They also stepped it up with the feelies and included some better high quality feelies here, like better maps with a little bit of color. And also one of my favorites is this full page of a newspaper, and there's just tons of newsprint on this. It's actually pretty cool. It feels like newspaper too. And of course the original manuals are included, including all the clues and the diagrams, the graphics, the photos. Really fascinating stuff to look at, and they definitely enhance the game. Now, all you hardcore Infocom collectors out there may have noticed that there's one game I haven't mentioned yet, and that's because they didn't include it in any of these, and it's called the Leather Goddesses of Phobos. As a matter of fact, in this volume, volume 2, there is a special $10 offer that you can mail in and get the game. But you know what? I happen to have it, and so I was going to show it to you. And so here is a Leather Goddesses of Phobos. This is a pretty interesting and cool game. It's one of the few adult games that they made. And one of the things I love about it, as you see here, is that it starts with a full-blown 3D comic book. And of course, they include a pair of 3D glasses to help you read the comic book. It's cool because the comic not only helps you get into the game a bit, but also provides clues. And as you dig deeper into the box, you come across a scratch and sniff card. Yes, the game supports scratch and sniff. At certain points in it, it'll prompt you to scrape your fingernail and get a whiff. But this is very typical of the stuff that Infocom would put into their games. So not only were the games a ton of fun to play, but they're awesome to collect for, even today. So that's the lost treasures of Infocom, but you know what? The story doesn't end there. Just a couple years ago, Activision released an updated app for the iPad, and it includes a lot of that stuff in digital form, optimized for touch. For instance, they included an autocomplete feature, so you only have to type the first couple letters of a word and it fills it in for you. Also, there's an updated navigation like compass built into the app, so you don't have to type north, 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 or south, or west, or any of that stuff. You just basically tap with your finger to move forward or backwards. It's actually really handy. They also included all the original manuals. They included hint guides. As a matter of fact, the hint guides are pretty interesting. You use your finger to reveal the hint that you want to see, and so you can actually go at your own pace and just get the hints that you want. Plus, the best part is the app is free and comes with Zork. Now, if you want the other games, you have to pay a couple bucks, but it's definitely a cool app if you haven't played text adventures before, or maybe it's been a long time and you want to give them, a try. I mean, this is a great way to do it. As always, I want to thank you for watching my channel and thank you for subscribing. Take care.